friends, welcome back to Bali, welcome back to the pad. As always, pad work is very beneficial for your playing as long as you have fun with it and you are constructive with your pad work. You can really benefit from it because it helps you to understand certain elements and aspects of hand technique that you don't have to be on the kit to do. Okay, you can do it when you're away from the kit. You can do it anywhere. So that's why I think it's very beneficial. Now, what we're talking about today is developing touch. How do you develop touch? A lot of people think that developing touch simply means your ability to play soft. While that is part of it, it's a small part. Developing touch means your sound on the instrument. You'll notice that one guy will sit down on the kit, play the instrument, and then another guy will sit down and sound completely different, right? That's because the touch is different, especially when you have very high-end instruments. For example, with my custom jazz ride, is built around a very specific design that I made with Sabian, and you have to learn how to play it. Okay, you don't just sit down and bang on it. It's just, you have to get into the vibe of the sound of the instrument. It's like a $250,000 Steinway, right? You have to learn how to play that instrument. And I'm not talking about technical stuff. I'm talking about becoming one with the instrument, getting the sound out of it. That's what developing touch is, okay? The fact that you can play soft is kind of a side benefit to all this. Now, what do you do? How do you do it? There are two basic things, okay? The rebound stroke and downward pressure. Now, a lot of people concentrate on bashing and as much volume and speed as possible. In the real world, man, that is nowheresville. Nobody cares about that, okay? Get serious about what you think about drums, and your music will benefit. Your musicality will benefit. Don't fall for all the hype on YouTube here and all these people promoting things for their own benefit, for their own views, because when you go to play music, people think you're nuts. You're just what are you doing? You're not a musical player. So these two things are very important. Now, if you don't know what the rebound stroke is, go back and watch my videos here. I have extensive videos about the rebound stroke technique that I studied with Murray Spivak and Richard Wilson, and of course Freddie Gruber. And these things are going to change your playing forever. Okay, now in the search to develop touch, I have a series of exercises here for you so that you can apply the rebound stroke and the concept of downward pressure in an effective way. My book, Paradiddles and the Magic Sticking, okay, if you don't have it, you can go on my lessons, my online store and buy it and follow along, including these exercises here for you, but it's much better to have the whole book, obviously. So let's just play the first line, okay? I'm going to play the first line for you so you can see what it sounds like. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you'll notice that I'm not using a lot of stick height, right? And I'm using a lot of rebound. I'm bouncing all that as much as possible using the choreographies. Now, remember, when you use the choreographies, the faster you go, the smaller the movements become. You don't do this the whole time and when you go fast, okay? When you go faster, the choreographies become more compact. Now, what you have to realize here is the use of downward pressure. Now let me explain something again. When you do your rebound stroke and you just do it open like this, you'll notice that the sticks go slowly. Now, what happens when you put downward pressure? Okay, the sticks bounce faster. It's not pulling up with your fingers, it's not this. It's downward pressure on the stick. It's real obvious if I do French timpani grip like this actually. Okay, but if you just squeeze your stick down, you'll see how fast the stick goes. And once you are able to control that and gauge how much downward pressure you need to achieve any speed, you're halfway home, okay? That's what you need to do. You need to understand downward pressure and the rebound stroke. Now, in this exercise here, in this series of exercises, things get complicated because there's accents and there's paradiddles and rolls. The paradiddle and the magic sticking is right, right, left, left after a paradiddle. And if you're doing a left-handed paradiddle, left, left, right, right, right? Right. So what you have to do is gauge the amount of downward pressure needed for each accent and all the diddles, all right? So if you start slow, what you want to do is keep a low stick height, okay? Like this. Now, you're not going to do the full, right? You only do that when you're going slower. Okay, so you see, the more speed you add, the more compact the movements are. Now, I'm still really relaxed, but I'm gauging how much downward pressure I need to achieve this speed, okay? We're going to take two different subdivisions in this exercise, all right? 16th notes and 16th note triplets. That way you have two rates at which you can apply or learn to apply downward pressure with the choreography. Okay, so again, we're going to take it medium tempo, play exercise 1, all right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you'll notice that the side benefit of that is that you're playing soft. Imagine when you can control this on your cymbals. You can control this on the kit. The sound of the drums are going to be very different than if you're sticking everything. Even on the pad you can tell. That's sticking everything with closed fingers. I see so many people playing with closed fingers like this or gripping on the back like that. It's just a complete lack of understanding of the physical nature of what you need to achieve this sound, okay? Let's take the second exercise. The second exercise, you're going to move the 16th note triplets over by a one count, okay? One ta-ta, two ta-ta, three ta-ta, four ta-ta. Now, I should probably explain to you also that what we're doing is working on this in several ways, okay? We're working on sticking, the magic sticking, all right? That's the main purpose of this book, the phrase, the magic sticking, because that sticking will give you an incredible amount of vocabulary, all right? And I'm just applying it in different ways here. Now, the side benefits of these things are what we're exploring. So in tiers, we're working on subdivisions, rates, we're working on the magic sticking, we're working on cycles, rhythmic phrases. You can see the 16th note triplets are basically, you're accenting half note triplets. And as you go through the exercises, you're displacing the half note triplet, okay? So if you're counting the half note triplet with three-part counting, one ta-ta, two ta-ta, ta-ta, four ta-ta, one ta-ta, two ta-ta, four ta-ta, one ta-ta, two ta-ta, three ta-ta, four. Okay. One ta-ta, two ta-ta, three ta-ta, four ta-ta, one ta-ta, two ta-ta, three ta-ta, four ta-ta, one ta-ta, two ta-ta, three ta-ta, four. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Now, we're going to do exercise 2, the second line. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So you see how nicely that glides along. When you apply the right downward pressure, you have to apply it to match the rate, okay, from 16th to 16th note triplet. This gives you a great way to develop the amount of downward pressure you need. It's not about increasing so much like the speed of your movements. It's about applying the degree of, well, these elements that we're talking about. All right, so let's take exercise 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what it sounds like. We're displacing it again. If you're doing three-part counting, it's going to be 1 ta ta on the second ta. 1 ta ta, 2 ta ta, 3 ta ta, 4 ta ta, 1 ta ta, 2 ta ta, 3 ta ta, 4 ta ta. Okay, it's a beautiful, beautiful phrase which you can use in so many ways. If you, check out my lessons on phrasing and vocabulary, you see that I use a lot of cycles, and these things are everywhere in music. So it pays off. It really pays off to do these exercises because you're also nailing the cycles. Okay, so let's take the fourth exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now that's also a very beautiful phrase, and the more you do these, the more you're going to be used to how they sound. Now, I am gauging how much downward pressure I need to achieve the difference between 16th notes and 16th note triplets. Okay, there is a different downward pressure because the rate is higher. Okay, now a real nice thing to do with this whole section is go through the whole thing without stopping. Let's see if we can do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that's the whole thing. Very beautiful, a great way to concentrate on what you're doing with rates, with downward pressure, with the speed change with the rates, and the cycles, okay? Now, if you have any questions about this, please write me. It's very important. You can go back on the YouTube channel here and watch the beginning of the series, which, by the way, I think pretty soon it's going to be for members of the channel only. I'm thinking about putting it to members only, because that way I can concentrate on people who really want to study this stuff, or you can join the lesson site directly and work with me on a much more personal basis when you join the lesson site. Okay, so now this goes to everything on the kit. When you're flowing on the kit, you're using downward pressure, rebound, and choreographies to get everywhere and do everything that you want to do. And it's a whole different way, okay? It's a different thing. Your sound is different. Developing touch is about that. Touch to play soft is very necessary in the real world. And if you look at great players, man, they're not bashing all the time. Not bashing on the pad, you know. There's a great story about someone goes to Vinny's house, and Vinny opens the door. It's got the pad, you know, and instead of offering the visitor a coffee, he offers him a pad. Hey, man, you want a pad? Great story. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and remember, if you want to join the lesson site, it's only $250 for the entire year. You have full support from me, video conferences, lesson plans, short-term, long-term. Any questions you might have about your progress, I help you along the way throughout your whole membership. If you want to join the elite program, it's a much deeper study with me, 3 hours a day for 7 days online. You get a 2-year membership with that, and we go through everything on the site. I watch you play. You know, it's a massive, massive study. The elite program, I'm very happy with the guys who have done this program, and girls, by the way. I think it's a fantastic program that's pretty life-changing if you ask anybody that's done it. Because there's just a ton of material on the lesson site. And then you have hand consultations, 1 hour, $100. I'll have a look at your hands. We'll online video conference. I also do online evaluations where I watch you play and I tell you what I think you need to do to get to the next level. This is important for people who are trying to perhaps enter a university or do some kind of an exam or whatever. But it also helps you to realize where you are in the marketplace of drummers, as I give you, you know, an idea of what you need to do to get to the next level, okay? So, with that, my friends, developing touch, remember, it's about a sound in your hands. It's not about playing soft only, okay? Hope you enjoyed this. See you on the lesson site. Peace. Hi friends, I'm here to tell you about an exciting new program I have on my lesson site. It's called the Elite Program. In this program, you're going to be working with me very, very closely while I guide you through the entire site. The Elite Program, why do I call it that? Because I'm searching for the most dedicated people to study this material. If you want to be a professional drummer, you're going to have to change your life. You're going to have to put drums ahead of everything. And I'm here to make sure that that decision is something that's going to benefit your life in the most positive way it can. Some websites have guest artists that come in and show you some stuff for about an hour and then they leave and you never hear from them again. You're stuck with the guys on the site that may or may not have much experience at all. In this program, you're going to be working with me directly, 3 hours a day for an entire week online, okay? We're going to be having conference online, video conference, 3 hours a day for a week. In this week, I'm going to guide you through everything, prepare you. I'm going to watch you play. I'm going to watch you practice. We're going to work together on things in the moment, okay, which is very important. Now, why the price, you may ask? Well, an online video session with me usually costs $270 for 2 hours. A private lesson with me in New York costs $100 an hour. A lot of guys charge a lot more than $100, maybe $200, $300 an hour. My price is $100 an hour. I think that's fair. So if you take that many hours with me, okay, 7 times 3, that's 21, that's $2,100. The price of the course is $1,900. So you're already saving $400 by doing it this way. $400 savings. Plus, you have the full year membership to the site with email support, Skype support, and everything else. This unique study situation has been brought about by the technology we enjoy today. Before, you would have had to travel to New York, hang out with me, come to my house, you know, have all those expenses of going to New York, which many guys have done. But now we can do things in a much more, let's say, efficient basis, more economical, and a way that you can be constantly in touch, not only having me in New York there while you're there. Okay, so this is, I think, an amazing opportunity to study. I've taught at some of the best drumming institutions in the world. That's not something that everybody can say. And I have all that knowledge right here waiting for you. If you're serious about your drumming, the lesson site is there. And I'm there as well, ready to make sure you get the most out of the drumming experience and having drums in your life. Okay? I hope you will check out the Elite Program. The most innovative curriculum there is comes from having the experience from teaching all over the world, drummers at every level from the highest drumming cultures on the planet. What you're going to need to participate is a way to interact with me online. You need to have a drum set up with your camera, your phone, or whatever. It has to sound halfway decent, and a good Wi-Fi connection so we have uninterrupted streaming. Now, as far as the price goes, if you use PayPal, you can break up the payments. PayPal offers you a variety of ways you can pay. You can use your credit card, and if you don't have access to those things, just write me and we'll figure out a way. But this is a very important program and I think you're going to love it. It's not a common opportunity to study drums, so I hope you'll take it and make the best of it. All right, folks, see you on the Elite Program. Peace.